Good morning friends, myself Professor K.S. Banker, and today I am going to start our new subject, that is manufacturing technology. And in manufacturing technology it can be divided into three categories: casting, welding and casting, welding and other processes. So today I am going to start the casting processes. So what is casting? So first step in the manufacturing of metallic component, and the process involve following basic steps. So first is melting the metal. So in this step you have to melt the metal into any furnace. So after certain temperature it can be melted. Then melting metal can be poured into the mold. So what is mold? Mold is nothing but a flask which is open in both the sides. Top and bottom side it is opened. So that is nothing but mold. So mold can be filled by some sand, and inside the sand there is a pattern. So first step is melting the metal, then powering the molten metal into the cavity of mold, then allow all the assembly for the solidifications. So after solidifications you can removing it. So once you withdraw it, that solidified product is called your casting. So what is the advantage of casting? So first and very basic is parts of any intricate shapes can be produced, and almost all the metals and plastic can be cast. A part can be made to finish shape, and through this processes good mechanical property can be achieved. And the main most important, that the number of casting can vary from few to several thousands. Means what? You cannot produce a part which is having the less quantity. If you have mass quantity, or the product having the mass quantity which is advantageous through the casting processes. Now industrial applications of casting process. So these processes are used in automobile engine and cylinder block, airplane engines, piston, cylinders, machine tool beds and frames. This is most important. Machine tool and beds or machine tool beds, so means all the machinery which is having in our workshop. In our workshop there is a lathe machines, milling machines, shaper machines, and if you observe it, all the machines having the structure that is manufactured from the casting processes. So machine tool beds and frames. Then wheel and housing of steam and hydraulic turbine, water supply and sewer pipes, then plumbing fittings, etc. So this is some pictorial view of products made by casting. This is a cylinder block, engine block, and this cylinder block or body. This is the casting of air compressor frame. Now casting can be classified into three basic categories: expandable mold casting, that is called sand casting, then permanent mold casting process, and semi-permanent mold casting process. So expandable mold casting means what? So it can be that is expandable, means it can be consumed. So sand casting is called expandable casting, because after casting process your mold can be destroyed, so it can be consumed. That's why it is known as expandable casting. Another one is permanent mold casting. So in permanent mold castings your mold can be prepared from the metal, so that mold can be utilized for number of products, means large number of product, 1000 or 1 lakh product can be produced using that particular dies. That's why it is called permanent mold castings. And last one is semi permanent mold casting. So in semi permanent mold castings mold can be prepared from the graphite or any other materials which can be utilized for some products. So it is not as much as good than the permanent mold castings. That's why it is called semi-permanent mold casting. Now our casting process is associated with the foundry. So what is foundry? Foundry is a place where the casting process carried out, and it consists of required facility and materials. So facility required are metal meltings, mold making, powering, cleaning and quality checking. Means in foundry these type of facilities are available: melting facility, mold making, powering, then fettling or cleaning, and then inspection or quality control. Now steps involved to make the expandable mold. So you must have to remember these 10 steps. So first step is make the pattern. In casting process, very basic step is to prepare a pattern. So what is pattern? Pattern is nothing but your product shape or final product, but pattern having some allowances. So first step is make pattern. Second step is prepare mold and cores. So cores are used to create a holes or cavity in your final product. If you want to create a hole in your product, then you must have to place the core inside the cavity. So through that particular core, your molten metal cannot be entered into the your core site. Third step is melt the metal to be cast. After melting the metal, pour the molten metal into your mold, then allow it for solidifications. So after cooling, remove casting from the mold. It is called shakeout. Then after withdrawing the solidified product, clean the product and finish it. That is casting. It is called fettling. Then test and inspection. Then remove the defects if possible. Is called salvaging. Then it is associated with the temperature. Okay, that's why stress obviously produce inside the product. So next step is stress relieving casting, and then casting is ready for use. So these are certain steps which you have to follow to prepare a expandable castings, and these are the pictorial views. You can see that. Now first one is sand casting. So in sand casting, molding material is sand which is mixed with binder and additives plus water. So you have to mix this sand with a certain numbers of binders, additives and waters, and if it is not mixed well, then your sand cannot be bind with each other. So that's why it is very important that proportion of binder, additives and waters must be fixed. Otherwise your sand cannot be stick with your mold or inside the cavity. For making the mold, the molding material have to consolidated and contained around the pattern which is into the metallic flask. There can be 1, 2 or 3 flasks. If your product is very small, then 2 flasks are required, but if your product is very large, then 3 flasks are required. Generally 2 flasks are utilized to finish the product. In assemble positions, the upper flask is called cop and the bottom flask is called drag. Means what? Suppose this is the flask first and this is second flask. So in which this is the upper flask, so that is called cup, and this is the lower flask, so that it is called the drag. DRAG, drag. Okay, so these two flasks are known as, upper flask is called cup, lower or bottom flask is called drag. And in some cases there are three flasks, so in that case upper flask is called cup, lower flask is called drag, and intermediate part, suppose this is 3-part mold in which upper flask is called cup, lower flask is called drag, and intermediate flask is called cheek. So this is a pictorial view. So what was our first step? First step was to prepare a pattern. So in this figure, this is the flask, this is flask which is open from both the side, and inside the flask this is circular part is called your pattern. So pattern from made from any material. It can be made from wood, it can be made from the sand, it can be made from the metal. So from any materials it can be prepared. So this is our flask and this is our pattern. So first of all you have to place the pattern inside the flask and fill it with sand. So this is the second step. After making a pattern you have to fill the sand. This is sand. Okay, so the whole box which is called flask is filled up with the sand and apply certain pressure. Okay, so this is filled up with the sand. Okay, and apply certain pressures. If pressure is not required or pressure is not enough, then your pattern or cavity cannot be created. Enough pressure is required. Step number 4. After applying certain pressures, tumble it to 180 degree and remove the patterns. So if the pattern is carefully removed from the mold, then cavity can be produced. Okay, so this is your patterns. So you have to carefully remove this pattern from the mold, and if this can be removed, then cavity, same exact cavity as the pattern is produced. So step number 5, another mold is prepared, that is cup. So assemble it, cup and drag, and then make the, here you can see the two hole. So one is called sprue, one is called sprue, and another is called riser. Okay, so what is the function of sprue? Sprue is a vertical channel through which you can powder the molten metal. And riser is what? Riser is a hole, or it is also a vertical channel, but through the riser molten metal can be come out. Means once you powder the molten metal through the sprue, it can be entered through the sprue and runner, and then your cavity inside the flask can be filled out, and then molten metal can be come out from riser. So once you seen the molten metal come out from the riser, then you can ensure that your cavity is totally filled up with the molten metal. So you have to stop to powder the molten metal from the sprue. So riser will, it is the place where your molten metal will come out, and once your molten metal will come out, then at that time you have to stop the powering molten metal. This is another view in which you can clearly see the flask. So here this is the flask, and inside the flask this is your pattern. So this flask is called drag. This is the bottom part. that's why it is called drag. So in bottom part, this is the face board or lower board, and this is your pattern. Now this is the sectional view of assembled cop and drag. So in which the lower one is lower one is called drag and upper one is called cop, and both are assembled with the alignment pin. If you will clip or enter this pin, then your mold cannot be both the side. There is a dowel pin, this is the alignment pin, so that your cop and drag cannot be misaligned and your product can be good. Okay, so here this is the pattern, or this is the cavity. This is the cavity, this is your parting line, this is the riser. Okay, this is the lower board. Okay, so and one is a sprue. So from the ladle you can power the molten metal. So molten metal can be entered slowly through the sprue to runner to cavity. Cavity is totally filled up with the molten metal, and then it can be come out from the riser. And once you see the molten metal is come out from the riser, you have to stop powering the molten metal. This is a same view of sand mold process, so in which all the casting terms are there. Cop means it is the upper flask, drag it is the lower flask. Parting line, this is parting line. So parting line is the middle point of cop and drag through which both the cop and drag can be assembled with each other. This is flask. Flask is open container or a container which is open from both the sides. This is the powering basin. So new casting terms is powering basin. So powering basin is nothing but a small cup through which you can power the molten metal. So it is a space through which you can power the molten metal. Then vent. Vent is a very small hole from the top of casting cavity, top of casting. So once you power the molten metal, then molten metal will enter into the cavity. So it is totally filled up with the molten metal and come out with the riser. And once the high temperature molten metals comes in the contact with sand wall, then moisture or gases are evolved. Evolved gases will not come out from the cavity or mold, then it can be create a violent effect, or your mold can be destroyed from inside, so your product will be damaged. So it must be a certain space through which your whatever gases are evolved that is come out. So vent is nothing but a small space through which whatever gases are developed inside the mold can be come out, and if the gases are come out, then it cannot be destroyed your mold. This is open riser, this is blind riser, okay, and this is choke. So the function of choke is to reduce the impurity, and the pure metal can be entered into your casting cavity. And runner is what? Runner is a horizontal channel through which your molten metal can be entered into cavity. This is also the same view. All the casting sums are cleared: cop, drag, then runner, riser, parting line, sprue, flask, powering basin and vent. This is the
This is what?
this is ladle. Okay, so ladle is a container through which you can pour the molten metal, or you can just place the molten metal. You can place the molten metal through the ladle. So ladle is nothing but a container, okay, through which you can pour the molten metal, and that molten metal can be entered into the sprue and then go to the runner and then your cavity. Here one another important things are there. This one is called chaplets. This is chaplet. So chaplet is what? So in this casting, this is a casting cavity, and if you required a certain hole in your product, then you must have to make a core. As I told you, this is your core. Okay, so it is a hanging core. So one side it is a place in the mold, and another side it is hanging over. Okay, so if it is hanging at the another side, then due to the metallic pressures it can be tilted like this. If chaplets are not there, it can be tilted, and if it is tilted, then your hole can be create like a angular. This is angular hole is generated, but that is not our requirement. Then your product will fail. So to avoid this, you must have to place a chaplets. This is the chaplet on the top side, and this is the another chaplet on the bottom side. So these chaplets are support to the core, and core will not be tilted due to the metallic pressure. Okay, and chaplets are made from metal. So in your mind question will arise that if the metal is there, then how it can be withdrawn after certifications? No, it is made from the parent materials. So once you pour the molten metal, then due to the higher temperature of molten metals, it can be melted and mixed with your metal, and it will be the part of your product. Okay, so chaplets is made from the parent materials, whatever is material of powering metal. So same metal is there, base metal, and then material of chaplet. Now pattern. Okay, so in next lectures we will discuss on the patterns. Okay, thank you very much all of you, and if you have any question, then please send me on my email address. My email address is banker.svbit, BANKER, banker dot svbit @gmail.com. So if you have any query, then please send me on this my email address. Thank you very much.